Hi friends! Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Rachelle. This video you're currently watching right now is yet again going to be another shifting video. Ever since my last shifting to Hogwarts video, I've been thinking about doing another shifting video, but I kind of wanted to make this one a little bit different somehow. I really wanted to have fun with it, get creative, and of course experiment with it a little bit. And that brings me to this video where I'm going to try to create my own shifting method. Emphasis on try though, just because I know there are a lot of different shifting methods out there. There are obviously the more popular methods, the more well-known methods, and I'm sure there are methods out there that not many people know of, but they still already exist. If I'm going to be honest, I have absolutely no idea if I'm going to succeed in creating a method, nor do I know if this method is going to work. But we are going to stay positive here. I am determined to succeed in creating a shifting method. So the plan for this video is to create a shifting method and then try it out over a couple of nights. As always, before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'd really love if you did, and give this video a thumbs up. And with that, let's just get into the process where I try to create my own shifting method. Okay, so I've been reading the comments you guys left in my last shifting video, and quite a few of you said you don't need a method to shift. I 100% believe that's true. However, I really like to use a method just because I think it's a great tool to help me focus. I'm gonna be honest here again, I have no idea where to start in terms of creating a shifting method, but I did do a ton of research. I mean, I literally searched up on Google how to create a reality shifting method. I was looking for a step-by-step guide and I couldn't find anything like that on the internet. So then I decided to redirect my research. Instead, I started searching up all the different methods that already exist. My research includes clicking on a whole lot of links listed under my Google searches and binge watching Shimmy Shay's videos. After all my research, I compiled a list of all the different shifting methods I could find. My list right here is 2 pages double-sided and typed out in really tiny font. I created this list so I can refer to it when I create my own method, just so I can reduce the chances of accidentally creating a method that already exists. So I think the best approach to create a shifting method is to break down some of the different methods I've already tried and to use the different elements in these methods to create my own. Let's break down each method in terms of what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it. One method I already tried is the Raven method. The first part of the Raven method is the starfish position. I absolutely hated the starfish position. It is so uncomfortable. In this method, you're also counting to 100 and repeating affirmations in between each number. Yeah, I didn't like this part of the method either. There was just so much going on. I kept losing count. That right there is just too much brain stimulation for me, especially because I'm getting tired after each number. I believe that's all I didn't like in that method. Now onto what I liked about the method. When I tried the Raven method, I did play subliminals and I loved that. It was really therapeutic and it made me really calm. I also quite enjoyed the part where you're supposed to visualize your DR. The last thing I like about that method is that it's a sleeping method. On to the next method, which is the train method. I don't think there's anything I didn't like in this method. Of course, I love the visualizing part, and I also love playing subliminals while I visualized. I believe you're supposed to repeat affirmations to yourself in this method as well. And of course, affirmations are always so helpful. That's about it for the train method. On to the next method. The next method is the Alice in Wonderland method. The elements to this method is basically the same as the train method. You're just visualizing something different. Again, I guess there's not really anything I don't like about it, but the main thing I like about this method is the visualization. This would be a dislike, but it's not specific to the Alice in Wonderland. It's just more general to all methods. One time when I used the Alice in Wonderland method, I really stretched out the visualization part. I kind of made it just as long as the Raven method is on its own. I don't love long methods because I would fall asleep before I finished the method. I also tried the pillow method. I loved everything about this method. I love how it relied on the script, and I love how simple this method is. The last method I tried is the Shay method by Shimmy Shay. I don't think there's anything I didn't like in this method. I liked how you're supposed to begin with meditation. That's always so comforting. I also liked how you're supposed to visualize yourself in the hammock. While you're in the hammock, you're supposed to repeat affirmations to yourself, and affirmations are always great. And I believe the last thing you're supposed to do is visualize your DR building around you. I'm all for it. I love visualization. And that concludes all the methods I've tried so far. Okay, now to combine all the elements I did like. I like sleeping methods, subliminals, visualization, affirmations, short and simple methods, scripting, and meditation. I guess now we should create a method using these elements that I liked. Because I love sleeping methods, this will will be a sleeping method. I also said that I did like meditating, and meditations are usually done first, so I guess we're gonna put that first. I also like scripting, and I think scripting is very important, so we're gonna somehow include scripting into this method. Ooh, what if we say you script before you start this method? And then after you meditate, you read over your script so that whatever you scripted is fresh in your brain. That makes sense to me. I like that. We're gonna keep that. We're gonna try to keep this method short and simple because that's what I like. So I feel like right about now is a good time to start visualizing. I want to include affirmations at this point as well, but I want to still keep this method as simple as possible, which means I don't think the best idea right now is to visualize your DR. To make it simpler, I think we should start visualizing something else. Something that has less detail than what's in your DR. Yeah, I feel like visualizing your DR, a place with so much detail while repeating affirmations to yourself, might clutter your brain a little bit, if that makes sense. At least that makes sense to me, so we're gonna start visualizing something else first before we start visualizing our DR. I don't know what we would visualize instead yet though. Okay, let's think. What are simple things that make me relaxed? I like airplanes. I don't know why. It's not even the fact that I like traveling to another destination. I just love airplanes for some reason. Anyways, I also like sunrises. Those are pretty. But I'm not much of an early riser. I got it! Sunsets! I love watching sunsets. We could visualize a sun setting while we repeat affirmations to ourselves. We could also play subliminals at the same time. Oh, this is coming out so nicely. Okay, so according to my list now, we used every single element that I liked. I guess that means it's time to wrap up this method. Okay, so after the sun sets, we should start visualizing our DR. Should we stop affirmations at this time too? Yeah, that would make it simpler. Okay. Stop affirmations at this time as well. At this point, we could also visualize scenarios from our DR as well. Let's do that until you fall asleep because I want this to be a sleeping method. I want to say once you fall asleep, when you wake up, you will be in your DR, but I don't know that for sure, nor do I know how to determine that. We're gonna be confident that when we wake up, we will be in our DR because, you know, positivity is key. Let's move on to the fun. Oh my god, I dropped my pen. And now I have a blue line on my leg from the pen. Where was I? Okay, yes, time for the fun part, naming the method. I am terrible at giving names. Let's keep this simple. I feel like we should call this the sunset method because we are visualizing a sunset. The sunset method. I like the sound of that. I feel like the creation process of this method sort of made the order of the steps kind of confusing, so I'm gonna clear that up right now. I'm just going to repeat the steps of the sunset method for you guys. First, you're gonna start off with meditation. You can use guided meditations or whatever kind of meditations you want. Step number 2 is to read over your script. Step 3 is to play subliminals and imagine yourself sitting in front of a sunset. While the sun sets, repeat affirmations to yourself. Once the sun fully sets, stop the affirmations and begin visualizing your DR. Also imagine different scenarios you would encounter in your DR. Do this while you try to fall asleep. Once you are asleep, when you wake up, you will be in your DR. And that's it to the sunset method, the method I just created. So I'm not really sure if I just successfully created a shifting method, but according to the research I've done so far, this method doesn't exist yet. Let's move on to the portion of this video where I attempt to shift using this method I just created. This is the first night I'm gonna try out the sunset method. I'm actually really excited to try out this method I just created. I feel like I will enjoy this method a lot just because I kind of customized it to what I like. So I'm curious to find out what my results will be. In this video, I'm gonna be shifting to Hogwarts again. This is like my 3rd shifting to Hogwarts video. Does that make this video shifting to Hogwarts part 3? Yeah, we're gonna make this video shifting to Hogwarts part 3. Okay, so the first step in the sunset method is to meditate. I like using guided meditations. What I did was I went onto YouTube and I searched up Shifting to Hogwarts guided meditations. I clicked on the second one, which is titled Shifting to Hogwarts Guided Meditation by Weasley Shifting. It's about 10 minutes long and I think that's a good amount of time to meditate. I've never tried this video before. I decided to try a new one today, so I'll let you know tomorrow about what I think of it. For this method, we also need subliminals, so I also went onto YouTube and in the search box, I typed in Hogwarts ambient music. I clicked on the 4th one listed and it is titled Harry Potter Ambient Music, Hogwarts, Relaxing, Studying, Sleeping. I've actually already used this one a few times already because I really like it. I mean, this one's very calming, therapeutic, and it's also very pretty. It definitely relaxes you. It kind of feels sort of majestic as well. Good morning. I did not successfully shift last night. However, I did feel some of the signs that you were close to shifting. Let me just start the story from the beginning. Trying the new guided meditation last night, I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite. What I don't like about the one I just used last night was that the background had rain sounds. While some people might like that, I wasn't really a fan of it. Anyways, by the time I visualized the sun fully setting, that was when I started to feel the signs that I was close to shifting. That is when I started to feel numb in my toes and my fingers. So I feel like once you start feeling some of the symptoms when the sun sets, that was like a good indication to switch to the next step, which is visualize your DR. Yeah, so I started visualizing my DR until I fell asleep. But like I said earlier, I didn't successfully shift because I didn't wake up until this morning, like a couple of minutes ago. So I don't really know why I wasn't able to shift, but you know what? I'm not giving up. I'm gonna stay positive that this method I created will work, and then we're gonna try it again another night this week. So tonight I am again going to try this sunset method. I am going to use a different guided meditation this time. I'm going to switch back to the one I usually use. I again go onto YouTube and I search up Shifting to Hogwarts Guided Meditation. The one I usually use is titled Shifting to Hogwarts Guided Meditation, Welcome Home. So far this is my favorite Shifting to Hogwarts Guided Meditation, just because I like how the meditation is paired with some subliminals in the background. It's a really nice combination, and if you haven't tried this one yet, I suggest you try it. This guided meditation really helped me feel some strong vibrations. Also, I was just reading some of your comments in my last shifting video, and a couple of you did mention that you also use this exact same guided meditation, and you also said that it helped you get really close to shifting as well. So yeah, that just gives you all the more reason to try this guided meditation. I think last night was kind of an interesting night. I didn't really feel any symptoms at all. Instead, once I finished imagining the sunset and I started visualizing my DR, my feet suddenly got really cold. It was freezing. I've never heard someone say that cold feet is a symptom of shifting. If you guys know if it is or if it isn't, let me know. Yeah, so unless cold feet is a sign that you're close to shifting, then I didn't really feel anything last night. However, last night, even though I didn't feel any symptoms, I actually think I got closer to shifting, just because once I fell asleep throughout the night, I actually had dreams about my DR. Again, I was reading the comments in my other videos, and a lot of you said that dreams are a sign that you were close to shifting. I'm not someone who really remembers their dreams after they've woken up, but I remember this one little section. I was actually walking in the King's Cross station. The station didn't look like it normally does. It was very white. Come to think of it, it really looks like the station in Deathly Hallows where Harry was talking to Dumbledore, but in my dream, I was talking to both Sirius and Lupin, two of my favorite characters in the series. Or maybe being in King's Cross station wasn't even a dream, just because in my script, I scripted that my waiting room is King's Cross station, so I could have actually been in my waiting room instead of it being a dream. There's one part that really confuses me though, because I don't really know much about waiting rooms. It's something I still need to read up and research on. If I was really in my waiting room, why was Sirius and Lupin there? Can you even have people from your DR in your waiting room? Also, I never scripted how King's Cross Station would appear as. When I scripted it, I kind of assumed that it would look like it normally does, and not this clean, empty, hazy looking station. That's why I'm still really unsure to what that was, whether that was actually my waiting room or if that was a dream. I believe Shimmy Shay posted a video about waiting rooms, so I need to watch that. This is the last night I plan to shift this week, and for this video, I'm again going to give the method I created, the sunset method, a try. Hopefully I'll get a little bit closer to shifting this time. I'm again going to be using the same guided meditation as the night before, and I'm also going to be using the same subliminals as I did the other nights of this video. Tonight I also decided that I would do something a little bit different. In my last shifting video, one of you commented that you could mix methods, specifically referring to the pillow method. This person said that mixing the pillow method with something else works really well. So because this video is all about being creative and experimenting, I thought, why not? Let's try mixing methods. I've actually never read or heard any stories about people mixing methods before, but it sounds like a really interesting concept and I can't wait to try it tonight. Let's go put my script under my pillow. Last night, I did not shift again. While I was imagining the sunset, I began to feel the tingliness in my toes and in my fingers. So that's when I switched over to visualizing my DR. At some point while I was visualizing my DR, I fell asleep, but it just stopped there because I slept through the night and I woke up this morning. This is becoming so frustrating because I don't know why I keep sleeping through the night like any normal night when I'm not trying to shift. I don't think it has anything to do with this method I created not working, just because I'm fairly certain you don't need a method to shift, and a lot of you have confirmed that as well. So I really don't know what's going on. I'm beginning to come to the conclusion that I'm just trying too hard to shift. A lot of the times with anything in life, I feel like when I expect something to happen, when I want something to happen, or when I'm actively trying to make something happen, that thing never happens. A lot of the times I feel like I get the response I want when I least expect it. I'm now wondering if me attempting to shift could be one of those scenarios just because I am actively trying to shift. I think I just need to rework my mindset in a way that I'm still staying positive about being able to shift while somehow not expecting too much. I think I'm confusing myself by the minute. I guess that also means that it is time for a break. And then I'll try to shift again after. Okay, it has been 5 days since I filmed the creation process of the sunset method in this video. And as you know, 3 of those nights I tried using that method to shift. But I'm only now realizing how similar this sunset method is to the Shay method by Shimmy Shay. I don't know why it has taken me so long to realize this. It's actually kind of embarrassing. Clearly it is very difficult to create your own shifting method. I doubt Shimmy Shay would be watching this video, but I'd like to apologize anyways. I am so sorry for accidentally creating a method that is quite similar to the Shay method. So, did I successfully create a shifting method? Other than the fact that it's not 100% original, the method did help me receive some of the signs that tell you were close to shifting. I would say I partially succeeded in creating a shifting method. On the bright side, I had fun attempting to create a shifting method, and I did try, so I guess that's all that really matters. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below if you have any thoughts or if you just want to share shifting stories. I love reading your comments and I definitely love hearing your shifting stories. I just love how all of us here trying to shift, it just feels like one big shifting community. It's kind of amazing how we're all here sharing stories, helping each other out, and just, you know, supporting each other. One more thing, if you have any video ideas that you want to see me do, whether it is related to shifting or not, let me know. And with that, I will see you guys next Sunday with a new video. Bye now.
If it's fine by you, I'll take the passenger seat.